The Hash It Out Show is brought to you by the Minius Law Firm, Bayou Audio and Video Security, Barreto Home Solutions, Leo's Auto Glass, Moe's Pizza, JFK Martial Arts in Mandeville and Covington, Hotworks on the North Shore, Style, saving troubled youth's lives every day, Fatty's Jambalaya, Holly Craft Impressions.
You trust most. JB, the sports guy, bringing interviews your way. Players and coaches got something to say. Locker room stories and the time behind the fame. Getting you closer to the heart of the game. George Pepis breaking down the action in the score. Big plays, big hits, and a whole lot more. The top 5 teams, yeah, they calling them out. Every week's rankings, no room for doubt. And VK Jones got a message to repeat. Like, tag, share, subscribe, keep the movement on your feet. Spread the word to your family and your friends, because Louisiana sports never truly ends. Biggest news around the state, they cover it all from kickoff in the fall. Basketball, so grab a seat and turn the volume up loud. Welcome to the Shit Out Show.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Hash It Out Show, and we are live at Buffalo Wild Wings in Elmwood on South Clearview Parkway, and they got some specials, ladies and gentlemen. If you remember, tonight it is buy one, get one free of traditional wings, if you remember. But also, they got the Pick 6 meal, which is 2 entrees, 2 sides, and 2 drinks starting at $19.99. And then they got happy hour every day from 3 to 6. But guys, back to the Hash It Out Show now. I can't do this alone. The crew is here. Everybody's together. I got the one and only VK Jones. What's going on, VK Jones?
Hey, what is going on, JB? What's going on, everybody? Like, tag, share, subscribe to the Hash It Out Show. All social media platforms. We're on Facebook. We're on X. We're on Instagram. And we are also on JB, the sports guy, on your YouTube page. We are live tonight here in Elmwood, over here on South Clearview Parkway. Am I right?
I already said that.
It's good. It's good.
My gosh, sorry.
See, I'm sorry. I'm going to. I was out of line. Well, let me just get back to what I was saying. We appreciate y'all supporting everything. With our Hash It Out Show, this platform has been amazing in itself. And we start things off this weekend. Cannot wait. It's jamboree time. It is football time.
Yeah, like you couldn't wait last week, right?
I would like to apologize to you for that, my brother. Can you please forgive me for that?
I already did, brother.
Okay.
You forgive me. You give me a bump?
Yeah,
Oh, I'm sorry. I
bump.
can leave you hanging on live stream right now. But also, ladies and gentlemen, we got the one and only George Peppers. Y'all been asking for him. There he is.
He's back.
I am here. What's going on, fellas? And well, there's 3 things certain in life: death, taxes, and JB picking on VK before I Hash It Out Show. I mean, that's what I noticed. But no, and you also, since we're talking about menus over here, it's a throwback menu today too. I saw on the on some of the placards and billboards, and not billboards, like menu covers and stuff. So they got that too. So come on out here and watch us do our thing. It is football season. Scrimmages last week, jamborees this week, and we are going to partake in the St. Augustine Jamboree on Saturday afternoon, live from Tad Gormley Stadium. Slidell and Endicott will kick us off. And if I remember right, it's 12-minute halves, I think.
15-minute
15-minute halves with a 20-minute intermission, I believe. I think.
I think
It, it doesn't
like,
matter
it
how
doesn't
long it is.
It
Doesn't
doesn't
We
matter.
we have
Oh, we
the St.
good.
Augustine Jamboree.
We do.
So everybody just tune in.
And it's the battle of George Peppers and V.K. Jones, which after what St. Aug did last week, I don't know if I'm looking forward to this. But we'll see. We'll see.
Well, look, let's go over some of the scrimmages that we've seen on YouTube or that we saw in person. And I do want to start off with the St. Augustine and Thibodeau scrimmage. And if you were there, your eyes probably popped up wide. They grew because you probably knew how explosive St. Augustine was. But you're like, it's another level with Jael Noble. When St. Aug scored over 70 points in a scrimmage and Thibodeau didn't score anything. And on the Thibodeau side, what I've said was that these are teams they need to play in order to get over the first round playoff hump, which they lost last year, in order to win a district championship, which they lost to in the game against Destrehan. Mm-hmm. You need to play these elite teams to see where you stand and see what can you do to get better. So I give all the credit to Coach Lowell Narcisse for scheduling St. Aug in this fall scrimmage, and now you see where your team needs to get better. So I don't take nothing away from Thibodeau. They played a better team. But when you play better teams, it makes you better. So I commend him for scheduling St. Aug for their scrimmage, VK.
I agree. I definitely agree. I think Thibodeau is going to be okay. It's just the fact of the matter is, it was a reality check for him. It was just a basic reality check. But at the same time, there's some work they got to do. There's some kinks they got to fix, and they got to fix it in about a week and a half. They do have the Jamboree coming up, but then at the same time, look who they play in game number 1. They have right up the road, and they rarely play this opponent. E.D. White comes to Thibodeau. That rarely happens. So they're going to battle it out. And I tell you, Coach Lowell is going to get them ready and prepared for that ball game, because I tell you one thing, E.D. White and Kyle are saying, I tell you one thing, he gets his team prepared. It's going to be a little bit younger, but they are going to be hungry and try to get the win at Thibodeau. But I think Thibodeau is going to be okay. You need games like this. And more than anything else, I know looking at the film, they've been at work. They've been in the lab hard, yes, very hard this week. But I was very impressed, not surprised at what the St. Aug offense did, especially with Jael Noble at quarterback, but how that St. Aug defense was flying to the ball almost every play, doing an unbelievable job on the front seven, and the secondary as well, doing a great job defending. So I give a lot of credit. The Purple Knights took care of business, and you could tell by Coach Robert Valdez, it was a business trip.
Definitely. What's going on, Warren? That's the plan for us to be in the dome on that day, week 3. That's the plan, to be on the dome and the sidelines. Your thoughts overall about the scrimmage between St. Augustine and Thibodeau?
I mean, we talk about barometers, right? How do you measure yourself, and where do you decide to measure yourself? Thibodeau, look, you guys are saying it, and I guess I'm going to beat a dead horse here and say the same thing, because I believe Lowell Narcisse leaving to go to Thibodeau is going to be a good thing for them. They're going to be fine. I think what they wanted here was to find out how much work they needed. They needed a lot. Here's the thing, though. St. Aug dropped 70-plus points without arguably their best receiver in that game, Raekwon Williams. Now, he's working his way back from a torn ACL, right?
Correct.
So we may not see him Saturday in the Jamboree against John Ehret. So we don't know. This offense is going to be, if there's such a thing as high school fantasy, I'm drafting every dude on St. Aug's roster. If there is, because that team is going to be, man. I think, and I said this in the spring, I think this is a team that could average north of 50 points. This is the offensive capabilities they have. I know the Catholic League's rugged. There's going to be really good challenges. John Curtis awaits with London Paget coming back for another year, and redemption on their mind. Rummel, they get Colton Nussmeyer, Edna Carr, 2-time state champions. So all's going to get tested, right? Um, what happens with them? They're scary. And my alma mater, John Ehret, yep, class of 1990. I gotta see these guys for 30 minutes on Saturday. And Wallace Foster, I hope you have the game plan of game plans. I hope you've got the Bill Belichick of game plans from the old Giants days when they were able to shut down big offenses, because it's going to take a titanic effort to slow them down, not stop them. You can't stop them. You can only hope to contain them, right? That's an old ESPN saying.
Correct.
But
Yes.
Og is extremely impressive, and they're going to be heard from. And to those around the state that don't know, y'all might want to open your eyes, because this team's going to, I'm telling you, they will average north of 50.
I'm going to say this because I was there, and I was just like, wow. I didn't expect over 70 points, but I did expect a lot of points from St. Augustine. I did. But, man, that was just crazy to see. Like, they scored over 70 points in a scrimmage. You don't ever really see that.
I've never seen that.
You don't ever see that. And then to speak about St. Augustine, we've said it 1,000 times, they're loaded. Wide receiver, Raekwon Williams coming back. Miguel Whitley, Ole Miss commit. You have Derek Bennett. You have Lucas Jefferson.
Yep.
Running backs, you have Khalil Lewis. You have Kohan Davis. And Patrick Robinson is coming back. You are loaded. And then Jael Noble may be the piece, because we had Tig, and we all love Tig, one of the most accurate quarterbacks ever. But Jael Noble gives them another dimension because he can scramble. He has 4.5 speed.
He could push the ball down the field, too.
Yeah, so it's like you pick your poison on what to try to cover.
And then the scary part about St. Aug's offense as well, the offensive line.
A year
Three of
older.
their starters,
Yep.
returned, but they got two others that stepped in, and they're big. And the offense this year, especially not just the starter, outside in the depth, bigger. That was the biggest thing with all their offensive line was so fundamentally sound and unbelievable, but just a tad bit undersized, just a tad bit. But they were unbelievable blocking and everything else. This year, and that was the biggest thing Robert Valdez said, right, JB? He said we might be a little bit more bigger up front. So seeing that, it's like, uh-oh.
I'm a huge proponent of experience. You grow and you learn. I think in the car game in the Dome, I think that's where that game turned, where their O-line wasn't able to handle Carr's pressure. I think now this is a grown-up offensive line. That's why I believe over 50 is the number that this team's going to average. And they're going to be like, oh, they don't, the ones that don't know about New Orleans, that don't know about the Catholic League, I don't know where y'all been. But y'all might want to open eyes quickly. Look, there's some great teams around the state that you could salivate at some of the potential matchups in the playoffs. St. Aug in the playoffs outside of the Catholic League may see some heavy hitters. And we're not even starting the season yet. But dang, boy, I mean, to see what we're going to see Saturday, I mean, I'm a proud Patriots alum, class of 1990, right? Okay. And VK, I don't need you talking on noise, because y'all supposed to do what y'all supposed to do, right?
I'm not saying a thing. This is one of them years, to me, I am shutting my mouth.
Exactly.
I am shutting my mouth.
Oh, wait. That's hard for you to do, man.
It is.
No,
It really
no,
is.
no. I've been in the business now, 21 years now.
Uh-huh.
I've been very professional. I have kept my fan. There sometimes I will be very cheery for St. Aug, but it was not a lot. Last year was euphoric of what I seen because of the fact of what I saw. God,
Yeah.
dog.
Keep going.
But regardless of the fact, what I saw last year was amazing. For them to get over the hump and finally be there in my 20 years, one of the best experiences I ever had. I thought one of the best experiences when St. Aug's basketball team won the 2010 basketball state championship, coming back after all these years and finally winning it. That was a great moment.
Mhm.
The Landry Walker the Edges Renaissance was a great moment. EJ, this one really kind of right there at the top, because that was just amazing that my alma mater finally made it. But I think this is not their first time. I don't think this is going to be their first trip. That's why I'm keeping myself humble this season, because the mission is finish the job.
Well,
That's the mission.
let's get to the defense right quick, because you mentioned about how they were flying to the ball, and they led by 3-star linebacker Darren Coates. In the Alexandria game,
They
we
got
found
pushed around.
they got pushed around, but we found out 2 of the D tackles were hurt.
Mhm.
Didn't play that game.
Right.
Well, now they're healthy. And that's gonna make a bigger difference for that defense. George Peppers.
I agree. In Alexandria, you mentioned that they got beat up in that game, pushed around. But Alexandria is a fine football team with a stable of running backs.
Yeah,
Maybe that's the kind of a team that I'm not gonna say beat St. Aug, but that formula works. If you could shorten the clock against that St. Aug offense, keep them off the field. How do you do it? I have no clue. I mean, you got to figure. Look, they pay defensive coordinators money to figure how to stop that gravy train of an offense. I don't know what game plan you're going to have. Stunts, blitzes, 46. I don't know what schematics are you going to use to even slow those guys down. And Jair Noble, the game tape doesn't lie. You guys, I remember we were at the Shaw Jamboree
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Freshman.
And y'all know how much I love Teague. I was one of the biggest proponents for Teague. Vashawn Coulon, who now is at Southern, that can lead that renaissance, and we wish him the best there at Southern. But both of you were like, you think he's good? Watch this kid. Both of y'all just said it to me off air and said, watch this dude when I watched him last week on the YouTube channel. And he pushes the ball. His vertical game is straight. He runs a legit 4.5 like you mentioned. But what's it going to take? If you're a defensive coach, both of you, let me throw this at you. I don't know. I don't know if you can stop him, but what scheme are you even thinking of employing to slow him down? I'm asking both of you this question. It's a fair question to
I
ask.
think the only defense, and I think it's going to give St. Aug a challenge more than anything else. And I'm going to be honest with you. We looked at their practices, and I wouldn't be surprised that this coach is going to have something up his sleeve to slow him down, and that's John Curtis.
Agree.
Because of the fact of the matter is that experience in that secondary, and that secondary is good, and they're big. So they have mixed with they mixed with the size and with the speed. So they're gonna try to do what they can to hang with them. But at the same time, their front seven is improved too for Curtis. So it's gonna be interesting to see. The thing is, it's about not just, the thing is slow down St. Aug. Get a couple of 3 and outs, and not just that. If Curtis can get a couple of 3 and outs and they run the offense that they usually do, they could keep St. Aug off the field. So that is the only proponent challenge I see, especially defensively, against St. Augustine.
I'll say this, George Peppers. If you could stop the running game of St. Augustine, then got some 3rd and longs.
Start teeing off at the quarterback.
No, not teeing off. 3rd and longs, play a little zone with a quarterback spy, maybe.
Yep.
It's just like, I could say man coverage, but that's against all
you're-
those
you're
weapons.
asking-
It's hard.
You're asking for trouble if
Yeah.
you're doing man. I
Yes,
don't
it's a lot.
think that's going to work.
Right.
I think if you slow the game down, if you're the other team, and I look at Ash, and I forget if they're select or non-select.
They're select.
They are select.
They're select.
If they run into that kind of team, that's the formula that you got. You've got a stable of backs, horses, and they got an old line that can block. Alexandria. Look at their scrimmage. We could talk about that later against Acadiana. And, in the time portion, Alexandria shut them down. In the portion where I don't know what they call schematics or whatever, 28-28, but they did wind up putting the bagel on them in the time portion. But that's the kind of team you're not stopping St. Aug. The only chance you really have. And defensively, you mentioned their corners, John Curtis's corners. We saw this matchup last year in the state semifinals. I think schematically, Curtis was flawed in that last drive.
Mm-hmm.
When you look at how that drive matriculated, the way it moved, what did Curtis fail to do? Shut down the outside. They let them get out of bounds. They should have sealed that off and kept them in. Run clock, and they did not.
And the coverage was soft too.
Exactly.
That was surprising on that one.
They were giving them 7-yard cushions. But fast forwarding to now, the Purple Knights, I think it's arguable. And look, where are we going to pick them? That's later this week. Where we see them. I mean, if we're talking this high about them, I would imagine it's going to be unanimous that they're going to be pretty deep on the playoff lot.
You never know, Peppers.
I know.
You never
All right.
know.
Yeah.
Let's move away from
Let's-
St. Augustine right now,
Okay.
and let's go to the team that they played for the state championship and lost to. Your defending state champs, Edna Carr. Edna Carr, 42-0 was the total score against McDonough 35. I'll start with McDonough 35,
Mhm.
and I was happy with the way that they competed. They didn't quit. They never stopped. They kept competing, and that was good. And I like that from Coach Nick Foster and his staff that their guys kept competing. Now Edna Carr is young. It's young. They're replacing a lot of starters, a whole lot of starters. We know that. And the quarterback job is still open between Marlon Jones and Forrest Johnson. It's still open. They took turns with the ones. So they got a decision to make soon on who's going to be the starting quarterback. But Edna Carr, to me, better team, and they showed it. But the thing with Edna Carr, to me, is I think they're going to get better week by week by week. And I think when it comes playoff time, they may be the scariest team that anyone may not want to face.
What's their ceiling?
The ceiling, the next 2 years, you might not beat them.
No.
That's the ceiling.
No. This year, focusing on this year, 2026. I don't
The
know.
ceiling. I mean, you might sit there and say you don't know to get to the state championship game, which is a fair opinion.
Okay.
But I'm not gonna put it past them.
I'm not gonna
Just Edna Carr.
I'm not going to put it past.
Let's be
Edna Carr
honest.
is state championships, and that's it.
Let's be honest. Let's be honest. The ceiling for 2026 for Edna Carr, and let's be honest, is state championship. It's 3-peat.
Absolutely.
It's every year.
It's not. I know it's every year, but
Yeah,
especially
That's the
this
standard,
year.
BK. That's the standard.
But I know it's the standard. But especially this year,
Mhm.
if they do this, you looking at 2 different huge championship eras for Carr. If they do this, because you have to understand the 5-peat that they had. What a 4-peat was it? 4-peat. The 4-peat that they had before. But then you 3-peat in the toughest, highest classification. And not just that, in your 3, if they go 3-peat, what they won the Cat League the last 4 years?
Every year they've been in it. They
Every
won it.
year it's amazing. This is a chance for them to win 5 Catholic League titles in 5 years and 3 straight state championships. So for Carr, the ceiling is 3-peat. That's the ceiling that they have, and they're going to fight and do what they can. I think, like you said, and I agree with you, they are going to get better each and every week. The first game is not going to be a pushover at all. Their schedule is so tough in the beginning. So I'm telling you, Carr, do not duck any smoke at all. And I tell you, it's going to be interesting. I wouldn't be surprised both quarterbacks will play. But you have Forrest Johnson that has a really good arm, very accurate. Marlon Jones, he's almost like Jael a little bit. He can move and he can throw it a little bit
he's
too.
He's a scrambler.
Yes.
Forrest is your pocket quarterback. George Peppers.
When you look at Edna Carr, you look at a team that they have been the standard bearers in the Catholic League, 4 straight titles. Feels like some Roman Reigns stuff. Tribal
You ain't
team.
lying.
I mean, they haven't lost. With that said,
Only 1 loss in the 5 years.
but they've won every
The
championship.
other 1 championship, yes.
They won every championship. With that being said, this year, if you're going to get them, look at the talent they're replacing. They are replacing a lot of D1 dudes. Richard Anderson is a monster. I think he's at LSU. He's at LSU, right?
Yeah, LSU.
Okay.
Probably gonna
That
play
guy-
this year.
That guy's going to wreak havoc over there in Baton Rouge with Lane Kiffin. With that, all that said, and then Carr is replacing a ton of top end talent. The running back,
Trey Garrison.
Trey Garrison is at
Oregon State.
Oregon
Mhm.
State. I know he had been bouncing around, and he finally settled in Corvallis, and that's a program that's going to be on the ups. But Edna Carr's team this year, they're under serious threat of relinquishing this title. But the thing that I look at, if you're right, JB, as far as this team gets better, it makes a lot of sense. I'm a believer in identity. And I think with the schedule, the way Bryce Brown has set it up, he wants to figure out what he's got and start putting a definition on what kind of a team do I have? What kind of a team do I have? The ceiling is obviously getting to New Orleans in the Caesar Superdome again.
Yeah.
And this is rinse, lather, repeat. correct?
Correct.
So will they get there? We're gonna have to stay tuned on that one. That's a tough ask considering what's in front of them in that district. And then you mentioned their opening game, Lafayette Renaissance, who is an up and coming program. But do you feel like Hunter Landry is not afraid to schedule? That's what I've seen.
No, not at all. Not at
No,
all.
not at
That
all.
dude's got Carr and Curtis in the first two of the first 3 weeks. I'm like, my man, there's a word for you, and I ain't saying it. But
And the biggest
man,
thing about Lafayette Renaissance, and I give a lot of credit to Hunter Landry, but
should.
I know, but the biggest thing I said is the fact that they're making a huge push this year because they return a lot of people
They do.
in this third year. So I'm really thinking, like, even with the tough schedule, that is going to help them tremendously.
It should. But focusing back to the Cougars, I'll ask you this one. Bryce Brown is an amazing coach, one of the best we've seen in the state of Louisiana, no doubt. But this year's team, the way it's crafted, and with what the praise we've heaped on the St. Augustine Purple Lights, and another team we're going to probably talk big about here is the John Curtis Patriots. If Carr is that team that wins the Catholic League again and wins the state championship again, the question I have for the both of you is this Bryce Brown's greatest coaching job in his tenure at Carr? Of any team that he's had, is this team that team that says, you know what, that's the best coaching job I've ever seen, considering what's in front of them.
Depends on what happens.
But considering what's in front of them with Curtis,
Rustin.
I think they beat Lafayette Renaissance in week 1. Rustin's going to be a titanic war in a dome.
Yeah.
I mean, they got to deal with Ahmad Hudson. And last year's team had to deal with Ahmad Hudson. They probably win that game. This year's team, we'll see. But that's, picks in week 3, and we hope to be there that week.
I think it would be one of Bryce Brown's, to me, best coaching jobs he ever did.
That's the question I'm
To
asking.
be honest, I think it would be because of this type of young team to do it. It's amazing in itself if they get it done, because the best coaching job I seen Bryce, and we knew that he was going to get it done one of these. His best coaching year, in my opinion, is year number 1 when they got him in the Superdome with Alden Clark, where they just did not get there. And some people thought I was crazy when I said Alden Clark could have had at least 500-600 yards in that game.
Mhm.
Some people thought I was crazy. I said, go look at the film and how many drops
Like
the receivers
9 drops
had.
or something?
They had 12 drops total, and especially 9 in the second half. And the thing about it, Alden's passes was on the money,
So,
was straight on the money, and they drop it. If they catch it, I tell you, Carl wins the game. It was that close. Carl wins the game.
Who beat them that year?
Neville.
Neville beat them.
Neville.
That's right. Yeah, 35-34.
Yeah, but then Carl got him back the next year.
They did.
They got him back the next year, and probably to me, one of the best Carl teams I've ever seen besides that team and the team 2 years ago.
Better than last year's team?
No, I'm gonna say this: 2014. I say 2014, and the one 2 years ago against Alexandria were the 2 best car teams I've ever seen.
I kind of think last year's team beats the team from 2 years ago, and that's just me.
I don't know. I'm like this. The 2 years ago team was just unstoppable. It was just unstoppable.
But
No, 2014, I say one of the best ever because of the fact that they returned everybody from the year before.
And that was the catch back against Neville, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
They had returned everybody, and then on top of that, the district they were in, they averaged over 50 a game in the district, and then on top of that, 3 teams in that district made the semis. So that team was amazing in itself. The team 2 years ago was good. The back-to-back one was unbelievable.
Yeah, but
regardless
you
of
got to
that.
remember this, though. You make a good point with that 2014 team, but this team here, 2 years in a row, undefeated, Catholic League. Toughest competition.
Never got challenged.
And last year, the defense was just phenomenal.
Yes.
Phenomenal. You didn't have your big three receivers you had the year before, and you ran the ball more. But that defense was just even better a year later. So
Agreed.
you can.
It's
It's
either
always
one.
up for debate. So
But there's nobody wrong on it. Nobody wrong on it. Because the fact of the matter is, those 3 teams in general is definitely in the top 3 car teams you will ever see. And no disrespect to the '93 first championship team, Not at all, because we had Pat Sertan on the show and he understood where I was coming from with it. Because I'm like, look, man, it's always a memory that you guys in what year number 3 of the school.
Coach Tate Francis, he was on that
Amazing.
team when they dropped those passes when in that state championship. But
Mm.
I want to go to 35 right quick, guys. Get your thoughts about McDonald 35. Like I said, they came to compete. They didn't quit. They played hard. They didn't score, but they played hard. They weren't scared.
No.
Your thoughts about 35 Peppers? I'll go to you first.
The Run Eagles, I think, with Nick Foster taking over the reins from Frank Danks, who has moved on to West Jeff, I think they're in good hands. And as you mentioned, they competed against that in the car. Didn't watch that scrimmage. Watched the AUG one and a couple others, the Curtis one too. But I think McDonald 35 is a team that is going to be okay. You got to measure yourself at some point, and you run up against I don't want to say rebuilding car because that's a bad word around those parts in Algiers.
Well, we don't ever say rebuild for call. We just say reload.
Reload.
Yeah.
I think that they're very young in a lot of spots, and then we know this already. And then I hear this notion: if you got 2 quarterbacks, you got none. Lies. Both those quarterbacks are of the highest quality. I think they're going to be just fine. Ed is going to be okay. I think there's going to be a little bit of bumps and bruises early, but I think the Run Eagles' ceiling is going to be solid as we progress, BK, into the season, as we get into the meat of the season.
MAC 35 is going to depend a lot on their senior quarterback,
Yep.
Dedrick Peters. And Peters can really can play. He can throw the ball. He can move. And they're gonna look for his leadership and their senior leadership a whole lot this year for the Ron Eagles. And I tell you, everybody's got to be on the same page. And it seemed like we seen some moments that they were frustrated, but at the same time, they put it behind them and they continue to play.
Definitely.
And that's a really good thing, especially with Nick Foster's team. They know that every week they got to compete, and especially in the new district that they're in, they definitely have a great chance to win the district. So they just got to really step it up each and every week. The St. Olga first game is
hey, the McDonald 35 non-district schedule is very tough. You start off with St. Augustine, you have Belle Chase at Belle Chase, you have Shaw. So the non-district is tough. And this is Coach Foster saying we got to be ready for our district because we do have John F. Kennedy in our district. We do have Culver. So playing a Shaw, playing a St. Augustine, playing Belle Chase, that should get you ready for district play.
Agreed.
Is that overkill, though? Those three
I don't think it's overkill. I don't.
Belle Chase was a state semifinalist last year. Shaw was, I know what I want to say, but I'm going to keep it on the level. They should have won state last year. And then you mentioned AUG. We've already said what we had to say about St. AUG, so there's nothing to bear repeating. And then the district, Kennedy? Linares Page's program is going to be very, very scary.
Diedrich is a junior, not a senior. He's a junior. You good? Yeah, you good.
Kennedy's going to be scary good. I think that's a team that had to go through some little transitional stuff last year, some identity issues with their offense. It felt like they were kind of missing a beat or two last year. Defensively, they weren't as stalwart as they were a few years ago. But Linares Page is a plenty good enough coach. 35 and Kennedy is going to be a very interesting war in that district. And then Carver. You mentioned Carver.
There.
This is a team. Are they the third wheel in that district? Probably. I think that's a team that's.
Don't say that because I don't need Coach Coach Fed coming kicking us.
Oh,
Nope.
Hey, Muay Thai. No, don't do that, man. No.
I'm saying, are they?
I got one leg now. I can't help y'all.
We know, and I ain't trying to get nobody hurt. Coach Fed gets all love, but you just look at Carver's team, and that's. They're still. Are they ready to take that next step this year? Is where I am with Carver. Are they ready to take that? That next step up to.
I agree. That's a good point. That's a very good point. It is about Carver trying to take the next step because we've seen some good things from Coach Fig last season with that team. They still return some good experience.
Yes.
Can they turn it up? Because the scrimmage they had last week against young audiences, wow, that set a whole lot. So Carver knows that they do have work to do, but I think Coach Fig gonna get them together and everything else. It is going to be a dynamic district because that's 35 Kennedy. You got Carver. Ain't Reed in that district?
Or another improving team. I think they're.
I know. I don't know if Reed is in the district. I want to say no because Reed plays Abramson week 1. So I want to say no, but Abramson is in the district. Okay. Abramson is in that district. Let me say this before we go to commercial break. Corday Hankton says there's no such thing as overkill. Those games make you better, and Thanksgiving week, you are ready for a long trip. Coach J. Rock will schedule us a road trip of at least 2 hours just to get us ready for the playoffs. And then Prophet goes, Kennedy got some wideouts that can go. So, okay. So when we come back from commercial break, we're going to talk about some more scrimmages that we saw. Sylas Rood was supposed to join us tonight, the quarterback from John Ehret, but something came up. He cannot make it. But at 7:35, we still have the running back from Haynes Academy, Brady Cribby, joining us. He came over here and shook our hands and everything. So he's here. He's going to join us at 7:35. So we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we come back. We're going to talk about some more scrimmages right here on the Hash It Out Show. Are you in need of a new windshield? Leo Autoglass can help. For 20 years, Leo Autoglass have been servicing the New Orleans area with windshield replacement and auto glass repair. Give them a call today, 504-301-8353. Whether you're looking to refresh your living space, enhance your home's exterior, or undertake a complete renovation, Loretto's Home Solutions is the place for you. Give them a call at 504-940-7552.
At Bayou AV Security, we are your one-stop shop for all your needs. Whether it's enhancing your home entertainment system, securing your property, ensuring a seamless internet connection, or illuminating your outdoor spaces, we've got you covered. Bayou AV Security, where technology meets reliability. Call us today to experience the Bayou difference.
Touch me again, you find out who I really am. That's the same attitude I bring to every case. Insurance companies and defense lawyers do not intimidate us. If you want a law firm that fights back, call them in East Law Firm today. 937-839-8529 and book your consultation today.
Style is a nonprofit organization dedicated to empowering at-risk youth. And welcome back to the Hash It Out Show. I'm JB the Sports Guy with George Peppers and VK Jones. Guys, let's go to another scrimmage that happened. That was Hornville and Holy Cross. And it was a pretty good scrimmage. Finishing the tie, you could say. I liked how the teams responded to each other. Hornville scored first, then Holy Cross came back and scored. And then Holy Cross scored first in the live period, and Hornville went down the field in the last 2 minutes and scored, ran a 2-minute offense. So I like what I saw. What I was expecting from Hornville was continuous flow. Start strong, finish strong. That's not what happened. Started strong, fell off a little bit, then at the end came on strong. And that's the same thing Coach Boyd said that they cannot do. They got to start strong from start to finish. Got to finish it. And he said so. He said the middle part he wasn't happy about, but the beginning and the ending he was happy about. But speaking of the Hornville Tigers, your thoughts, VK Jones?
Well, I'll tell you, I get where Coach Boyd is coming from. He's looking for his team to play 4 quarters. He's looking for his team to play 4 quarters of football. And that's what the main thing, that's the most important thing, is to play all 4 quarters of the game to win. And, and he's seen some of that last season. So it's the fact that this year is like we're supposed to be more mature than that. We're supposed to be more better than that. And I can understand why he was upset. So he wants every phase of the game to be on the money because we seen some games last year, including the Terrebonne game, like how they started pretty good but couldn't finish it.
Yeah.
So if they're going to have a chance to win the district championship, which I would not be surprised they'll win it, is the fact that they have to play 4 quarters of football to get it done.
Correct.
You normally talk about a Hahnville team that's progressed from where they were. They were on the dregs before Greg Boyne got there. This was a program that was really adrift in that district, and Destrehan just had their way with them in that rivalry. But Hahnville has made it competitive the last couple of years. What's disappointing about this scrimmage, if you're a Hahnville supporter, is the fact. Ignore the score line, 7-7. Ignore that, right?
14-14,
14
7-7.
up.
Yeah,
I'm
you
sorry.
good. Yeah.
It's a tie.
Yeah.
Okay. You ignore that. What you want, what you don't want, if you're a Hahnville fan, it's a little disconcerting. And no disrespect intended to Holy Cross, because I think that's a team that's going to struggle in the district, considering what's in front of them. You know, they will. The one game they may win in that district is Chalmette. I don't know about Jesuit, Brother Martin, Curtis, Carr, all. I don't know if they win any of those.
They might surprise you now. They might surprise you.
Look, they do compete. But if I'm Hahnville and I've got aspirations of taking that next step, I didn't see that in this scrimmage. I mean, yeah, they got off to a white-hot start, and then what happened? They kind of tailed off a little bit at the end, and Holy Cross, scrambled to pull a half a result, getting a tie, late on. I don't know, VK. I don't want to say I have my doubts because Hahnville starts with an ironclad first test at Shaw. And I think that game's at Shaw, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Let me go right quick. The real hell blesser this season will be for the books for sure. I feel as if it's going to be a shocking season.
Oh.
There are a lot of heavy hitters all over Louisiana. I'm excited to see what's coming. Definitely.
We all are.
Let me go to Holy Cross right quick. Because the feeling I had getting there was that Hahnville should
have won
and score some more. That was my feeling of what I thought was going to happen. But I had to give them credit because Hahnville went down the field and scored immediately. Hahnville didn't score again to the last 2 minutes of the live period. Holy Cross settled down, got stops, and scored twice.
Yep.
Yes, defense made plays. So I have to credit Holy Cross for their showing. You got punched in the face quickly. Okay, well, we're going to bounce back and punch you back in your face and punch you some more. To where Hahnville was like, okay, well, now we got to rebound. So I have to credit Holy Cross for their showing because it wasn't what I expected, but they showed me better than what I expected. And Savoy Guidry, free safety, hey, he played his butt off. And I see why he's going to Stanford. Defensive wise, they made plays. They stopped Hahnville after Hahnville went down the field and scored. So I was happy with what I saw. And I think Coach Watney can use that and build it moving forward, VK Jones.
Absolutely. I got to agree with you on that. I'm not going to even disrespect them and say that they're going to struggle in the Caddy League. This is a no cakewalk league. Don't be surprised. Holy Cross might pull out some wins. Do not be surprised because you have to think the Jesuit game, anything happens in that game. Throw the records out the window. The last 12 years of this rivalry came down to the last minute.
It's been back and forth.
The last minute. So trust me, I think Holy Cross has a chance against Jesuit. They might have a chance against Brother Martin. Who knows? So I'm telling you, Coach Watney is doing the best he can. He's just been unfortunate with younger teams. This year, he has more of a veteran team this year. So it is a loaded district, but we shall see if they might be right there, or they might be that team that's middle of the road and it's going to spoil some seasons.
And get to the playoffs as a 20 and find an overhyped 13.
There you go.
That's the kind of a season I see from Holy that potentially can be seen because the strength of the Catholic League, it goes without saying. It's not top heavy. Curtis, Carr, Og. I mean, yeah, one of those three is probably your favorite to win it. But Rummel with Colton Nussmeier,
that changed everything.
That really opens things up for Nick Monica and Rummel. I think Colton Nussmeier, as he develops, He had a cameo. He had a solid performance in their scrimmage last week. 6 of 8. Efficient was the word you could use for him. But in the whole broad scope of the Catholic League, it's probably this year has that Catholic League taken over as the top district in the state.
Yes.
I think without
Yes.
question.
Yes.
Without question, they're the best district in this state.
And it ain't just the best district in the state coming up this year. They've been the best district in this state in the last 4 years.
Hold up. 2-5A can make a big
Years.
Hold up. It lasts
2-5A.
2-5A was good.
2-5A can make an argument. 2 years ago, we could say the Lafayette district.
Yep.
Yeah, we can say
Go.
that.
Yes, we can.
Yeah, we can. I definitely can. But I'm still saying the Catholic League because you look at the last.
I didn't give an answer. I just said who we can put with them.
Oh yeah,
For
we could
debate.
put. Oh
For
yeah,
debate.
we could put with them the debate.
Uh-huh.
Absolutely. Even in I'm just saying, even in debate, the reason why I'm saying what I'm saying, and it ain't just because I'm from New Orleans. I'm saying that because look at the last 4 years of how the Catholic League district has played. Period. That is the best football in the Catholic League I probably, to be honest, have ever seen. I done seen some years in the 80s and 90s, but what I seen in the last 4 years was probably the best I ever seen in the Catholic League.
We have the 4 last state titles in Division One. John Curtis.
I'm being honest, because look at every game they didn't had. So competitive. Very few blowouts. Very few. Every game come down to the wire. That's how good, even with Carl winning the district, they had some battles themselves. So that's how good the district was overall, period. But you're right. Those are the two. Yes, they can be up there with the
I
Catholic.
mean, you still got Ruston, Alexandria, West
Yes.
Monroe, Wichita, the reigning state champions. I think they're still there. Or did
Yeah,
they
they're still
drop?
there.
Yes,
They're
they're
still
Still
there.
there. That's 4 really high of the highest quality in North Louisiana, Central and North Louisiana, because Alexandria is Central.
I see you, Randall Antoine. I see you.
The Lafayette district was something else that one year with STM and Turlins and Lafayette Christian and stuff at one season. It was oh my God, those 2 years.
Yep.
That was amazing district in itself. That was unbelievable.
No doubt.
All right. So we talked about Holy Cross and Coach Watson and his crew. We talked about Hornville. Hornville is in the River Parish Jamboree. We'll talk about that a little later, briefly. But I want to know, they're going to get St. James. I think Hornville needs to get up to another high start, but they cannot look back and get relaxed. I think they need to just continue on that high start, and I think that's what Coach Barnes going to be looking for in that Jamboree.
Oh, absolutely. They got to come with a hot start. They really got to play really hard against St. James, a St. James team that could be right there again in the dome. And Coach Levanta Davis is a squad, and especially what he has back this season. I'll tell you one thing. Coach Bourne better have them ready to go and not take St. James lightly, because St. James could come in there and win that game and send a serious message to the River Parish.
Coach Bourne knows, because he's been in some battles with St. James
the last couple of years, indeed. So it's going to be another great battle, but they better not take St. James lightly. St. James looking to try to handle business, even in a tougher district this year.
No doubt. And they bring a lot back, St. James, correct?
Yes.
A lot of the heavy hitters that made the dome as freshmen, I think they're seniors now.
Juniors. Mostly juniors. They got a couple of seniors on there.
The running back, Connie.
We're gonna get the Destler Rain Man. We're gonna get the Destler hand.
The running back for St. James that was hurt a lot of last year. I think that kind of messed the flow up a little bit.
Oh yeah, Kanaki
Young. Yeah,
yes.
Exactly. If he's healthy, that St. James team is going to be big time trouble this year.
I think he graduated last year.
Did he graduate?
Yes. You still got. You got Jakias Villanova still. No, not Jakias. He finished.
You got the younger brother.
His brother stepping in this year.
Quarterback.
He's actually quarterback and running back, and also Greg Johnson, who's a really good running back for St. James. They have depth from last year that's going to really step in this year.
Heck of a coaching matchup with Boyne and Levanta Davis.
Yeah, definitely.
I think X's and O's is going to be it's a jamboree, granted, but I think there's a statement that's going to be made. Who makes that statement? It's just, and we could say it's just a jamboree, but some of these teams treat this like, this is the dress rehearsal for week 1. and we got to come with the A game, and we gotta get the get ready has to happen here this week, and then week 1 comes, and then guess what? Fire your best shot.
There you go. Let's move on to the other jamboree that happened.
Let's.
Sarah T. Reed versus East Jefferson. Now, Sarah T. Reed and Livingston, they merged, and the name Sarah T. Reed stayed. And Coach Francois, who's the head coach at Livingston, is the head coach at Sarah T. Reed now. And I was impressed with the offense. I really was. I was impressed with the offense. But what I didn't know was it Livingston players coming over, or was it mostly Sarah T. Reed players and they got grasping onto the offense immediately? Well, the answer is Livingston players. Most of them came over. I caught up with Coach Francois Saturday leaving the car scrimmage. But I was impressed with their offense. They look good. They look good. East Jeff defensively struggled a little bit, but offensively, there's Ronald Gaudet, who can play both sides of the ball. And they got him the ball a lot at wide receiver, and he was able to make plays happen. So with those wide receivers you already have at East Jeff, and you adding him to the fold, can make them more dangerous. Curtis got to be on the money with his passes. That's the quarterback for East Jefferson. So I was impressed with Sarah T. Reed, impressed offensively with East Jeff a little bit, and they didn't play long because it started lightning, and they had to shut it down. Yep. But VK Jones, I was impressed with Sarah T. Reed and Coach Francois' team and the offense that they ran.
Sarah T. Reed has a little more depth now with this merger now and everything else. And I tell you, man, and they got some veteran players that has returned. So that's going to help Coach Francois. This might be maybe one of his best teams he's had since they won that first round playoff game in his, I think, second year before they,
he's won 2 first round playoff games.
I know, but I'm talking about the first one he won before he won the other one, because they went back-to-back years and won first rounds. So when he won the first time, that was an amazing Livingston team. It was tough against Kennedy in the district, but still, it was a really good team. I think this is going to be as good as that team, and they're going to make some noise this year.
Booms, I'm trying to get this right. Booms, Bowl, Kennels. I hope I got it right. They say can't wait till the season kicks off. Peppers, your thoughts?
About Sarah Reed, I think it's an interesting commodity considering that Livingston and them have merged. Don't know the schematics of what happened there. But Devin Francois, I've always admired as a head coach.
Yes, definitely.
I think he's a young man that gets it, that understands the messages that has to be sent from New Orleans, because New Orleans public schools, let's face it, around the state, they're not looked at as a serious, in some aspects, they're not looked at as a serious entity. But these schools have fought a lot of bad characterization, if I'm saying it correctly.
Bad characterization descriptions.
That's kind of where some the novices from around the state that don't know New Orleans football like we do it, and it's not biasness on our part. Yes, we reside here. Yes, we follow it, but objectivity is not an issue with us, and we do it every week, and we do it. We've done it now going on. This is our 4th year. Sarah Reed's going to be a very interesting commodity. And they kept the nickname the Olympians, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I don't remember the composition of their district, but I think they're in great hands with Coach Francois.
I got it, VK.
Okay,
cool.
I think they're in good hands with Coach Francois. I think that was the prudent move to make him the head man with the merger, because Francois's got 2 straight playoff wins. One, I think, was a game we did.
Yes,
I think we did against Frederick Douglass.
Yes,
at Pan Am.
Yes,
at Pan Am. That was 2 years ago. And last year, I know they lost to Shaw 2 years ago after they beat Douglas. I think they lost
about 3 years ago now. That's Tank's first year.
Yeah, y'all went to the state semis, and that was when
state quarters.
When St. Thomas won beat y'all. I thought it was a semi.
No, that was Turlings that year.
Oh, okay.
That was Turlings.
Okay,
that was the quarters.
I think Francois is going to do good. Continue the success.
Did y'all have to go to Lafayette and it rained?
Yes.
Semis. Because we was in Baton Rouge.
Quarters. Yeah, me and you went.
We was in Baton Rouge.
Quarters.
I'm gonna go back.
When they lost to St. Thomas, was the semifinal.
No.
Tank's
first year.
They went to Turlings.
They went to Turlings in the quarters
and lost.
Lafayette Christian played De La Salle out here. In the quarters.
And put 68 points on them.
Yes, and it was in the rain that year too. Yes, I know about the semifinals against STM. It rained that year too. Okay, you can go check.
Yeah,
I was there.
You didn't leave there till like 1 a.m. or something after that game. That game
And we was
and
we
Mumford.
and we
You wanna
was
bet?
at Mumford.
What you want to bet? What you want to bet?
What is he betting? I don't even know what the bet is.
Come on, what you want to bet? It was the quarterfinals against
A
Turley.
drink.
Okay, fine.
I'm looking it up now.
Look it up
What are we looking for?
because we asked Coach Hank when they won the championship these questions also. But anyway, don't worry about it. Back to what you said about Sarah T. Reed.
I said what I felt. I mean, Devin Francois, capable,
Mm-hmm.
has produced good results when it was Livingston Collegiate Academy,
Mm-hmm.
and now with Sarah Reed, and now with the influx of Livingston players blending in with the Reed players, depth is not going to be too much of an issue. I just think top end talent may be, considering a lot of the heavier New Orleans schools have the heavier talent, and Coach Francois he's got good players, going to do well within what they have in their residency with the district.
Let me tell you this. This is their schedule. Sarah T. Reed, Abramson,
Winnable,
at Landry,
winnable,
at AJ Ellender,
winnable.
against Carver,
Oof, that's a tough one.
at home against McMain,
Winnable.
at South Plaquemines.
That's a tough one on the road. Anytime you go to South Plaque, that's a tough ask.
He's battled them tough. I think he has a good chance this year.
With that young team, yeah, he's got a shot.
Look, he has to go to Abbeville. That's gonna be a tough one.
Ooh, that's tough.
Yeah. Now here's the district: Haynes,
Tough.
De La Salle,
Tough.
Booker T. Washington.
Tough. All three. Booker T, out of New Orleans. Yeah, they're rebuilding a little bit, but they feel like they're gonna be on the uptick a little bit. I've read some stuff about them too, that they may be on the uptick, and it's a short district. The composition of that district, there's not many teams in there. But yeah, that schedule, there's some pitfalls on that schedule with Abbeville on the road.
Mhm.
JB, that's a tough ask to make that 3
Add
hour
another
trip.
one on your list, bro. Add another one on your list.
Thank you.
Add another one on your list.
I was
dog.
there.
Add another. I'm not saying you wasn't.
I was there.
I thought it was the same year. It was a different year.
No.
That's what it was. It was a different year.
So yeah,
that was the same. That was the St. Thomas More game.
that what you thinking of the
That-
semis.
that's-
The year before
Yeah,
they went to Turlins and it
Went to
rained
Turlins.
too. Yes.
yeah. So it was raining, but
Mhm.
it was St. Thomas More
Now
because you
that
kept saying they were trying to stop it, but they kept going.
Now that that's out the way.
Yeah, that's not the way.
Uh,
I'm a wrong man. I'm holding myself accountable. Add another one on your list, dude.
as you should.
Look, guys. So Coach Francois, he has done a great job.
Mhm.
Period. At Livingston, and he's gonna do a great job at Sarah T. Reed.
Yep.
And I'm telling you, if Sarah T. Reed makes the playoffs, I'm not gonna be surprised because we've seen Coach Francois do it. We have seen him do it. So I'm not gonna be surprised. He has done a great job with the players he has.
What may hurt him, JB, though, is the short district. Because the power points outside the district is going to help. At Abbeville is going to be at South Plaquemines. There are games on that schedule that's going to help them. Carver is another one. There's games on the schedule. And in the district, I mean, they got Haynes, De La Salle, two quality teams there, and Booker T. Booker T's another team on the uptick. But are they there yet? Not quite. Probably not. They were in the state quarters 2 years ago, but they graduated
Correct.
a lot of those players
Yes.
last year, and it was a real struggle for them. They're trying to reestablish an identity there, But Sarah Reed could fit the profile of a team that could be an 18 or a 19 come playoff time and find a very doable first round. Probably get on the bus and make a long trip because those 19-14s in that classification, you're going to warm the bus up and take a long trip. They can overcome that stigma and go out there. But you know what Coach Francois is going to say? You know what? Who's afraid? Not me. Let's roll.
That's right. Definitely,
go.
definitely. So we got to get Coach Francois over here one of these weeks
We
that
do.
we had Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yes.
I'm sure he'll do it as well. I got a question for y'all as we about to get ready to bring Brady Cribby on in about 8 minutes.
Uh-huh.
I got a question for you guys.
Okay.
I said on another show that I think John Ehret could be a surprising team this year under Coach Foster. What do you guys think?
I agree. I definitely agree. This is a redemption time for Coach Foster after a couple years ago and everything, getting that second chance to be a head coach. Especially the talent that Ehret has returned this year and stuff. And I looked at the scrimmage against Kennedy. I'll tell you, man, they competed. They really competed.
Now, you wait on me to answer this question because ye of the Ehret alumnus of 1990, right?
Yes.
Okay. When you define surprise, tell me. Is
Hey,
it winning the district?
Mr. Mackion. I will tune in. I'll be there, buddy. Go ahead, Peppers. I'm
So
sorry.
I ask you, when you define surprise, is it winning the district?
It's not winning the district for me.
What is it? What is it for you?
It's John Curtis, not John Curtis, excuse me.
John
John Ehret, maybe back in the playoffs.
I mean, considering
A winning record, maybe 5-5, 6-4 in the playoffs.
Let's look at the composition of the district. You've got an addition of Warren Easton that's going to get you points. Bonneville, the defending champions. Andre Anthony's got a solid squad there. Riverdale, I don't know what they're going to. I think they lost a lot. West Jeff with Frank Daggs is going to be on the uptick. They've been hyping up West Jeff a little bit. East Jeff, I think, is going to struggle. I think even with the two-way player they got that you mentioned earlier, I think EJ is going to struggle a little bit. So for me, and it's not by default, because I think John Ehret, I think the one person that has questions to answer, and I know he's got the physical capabilities to do it, is Sylas Rood, the quarterback. Third-year starter, correct?
Yes.
His third year as a starter.
Yes.
That man's got to come with it. And I'm not saying that Willie Brooks wasn't, or any, the other coaches they've had there. But now you get Wallace Foster, who's a what? He fosters, using the terminology, discipline. I talk to people that are at Ehret, and they have said it's like boot camp over there right now. The way they have really gotten that program and weeded out the negativity and all the stuff. For me, what I would like to see from John Ehret this year, just get after it for 48 minutes every game and see what happens. Whether you win or lose, just give them your best. Because there were games, admittedly, watching John Ehret play, where the penalties and the drops from experienced people the last couple of years was like, just doing this. Why? What are we doing? I mean, you're a third-year starter, wide receiver. Balls in the wheelhouse, and it's like badunk, and it's out. Come on, man. I need John Ehret to be seasoned. I need them to be stronger mentally. Physically is physically. Physical is what it is. But John Ehret, for me, 7-3 would surprise me with that schedule. 7-3 would surprise me, VK.
Yes, I think what I've seen also in the scrimmage
Against Kennedy.
what I have seen in the scrimmage.
What I've seen. No, I'm messing
I
with him.
seen I saw toughness.
Okay.
I saw toughness. Besides the discipline, I saw toughness. As in hitting, making tackles, making plays, and the team having each other's back. We have not seen that in the last couple of years. So I really think more than anything else in this competitive district, I think Ehret has a chance, at least for a district champ, but not just that. They definitely have a chance to get back to postseason. That's the most important thing for John Ehret. And this is going to be a great story if Ehret can get there. But I really think that JP district is going to be a good district.
I, for one, will not complain about that, JB. But the thing I look at is Warren Easton that kind of team that he could just walk in and take over the district. I don't know.
I'm going to say time will tell.
It will, but I think
there's
a lot of hidden beef because there was a lot of stuff with Warren Easton.
We're going to leave that alone.
No, I'm not going to bring it. I'm going to leave it.
Yeah.
But there's some hidden stuff going on with those two.
Leave it alone.
So that matchup is going to be intense. But is Warren Easton just going to walk it and run JP? I don't know.
We're going to see. I will sit here and say right now that they're probably the favorite.
They are.
But we will see.
But it's not by acclamation. I feel like Bonneville's got something to say, VK.
They do.
Yeah.
I think John Ehret, if they played, like you said, if they channel that toughness and physicality and put it into the regular season, look, that's a tough non-district schedule that they've got running.
Yeah,
Chalmette, East St. John, at Central, and then Higgins.
So
that's Central. That Central game, and Chalmette always plays them tough.
And Central 2 years removed
and they got
from the
Bell
state title.
Chase. And they got Bell Chase.
And Warren Easton, and would it surprise me that they win district? No,
it shouldn't.
It wouldn't be, because all I'm gonna tell you, the last time they had an Orleans Parish school in that district, Landry Walker and they ref shot in that district.
Different level of
it doesn't matter if it's different level. You have to think Easton. It's been a while, and the thing about Easton, they don't have to worry about the Catholic League now. Now they can schedule a tough non-district and prepare for the Jefferson Parish district, because the thing is now they can get the PowerPoints early. and it's going to help
finish it up later.
Exactly. So that's the biggest thing with that. It's like I say, it's almost similar because this is a good Eastern program trying to get back to their winning ways and their consistency.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a commercial. When we return, Brady Cribby, running back of Haynes Academy, ran for 2,000 yards last year.
Indeed.
Yes, indeed. He's going to join us right here on the Hash It Out Show. Y'all don't go anywhere.
If you're looking for the best pizza in Metro New Orleans, then you're in the right place. Moe's Pizza has a great selection of Italian food that can satisfy your appetite, and they can also cater to your needs in any event. Give them a call at 504-341-9650 or log on to www.moespizzanola.com, located at 1112 Avenue H in West Wego, Louisiana. Moe's Pizza, Italians do it better.
JFK Martial Arts offers a wide variety of martial arts programs for kids, teens, and adults as they empower lives through martial arts. Please give them a call at 985-266-0664 and don't forget to ask about their 1 week free special. Bucks Know Is was the place to go as a kid growing up to get snowballs. As an adult now, it is still the place to go. When you want some of the best snowballs and some of the best customer service, Bucks Know Is the place. Now, excuse me, let me get back to my half grape, half pink lemonade snowball. Bucks Know Is, located at 1508 Barataria Boulevard in Marrero, Louisiana. Are you in need of a new windshield? Leo Autoglass can help. For 20 years, Leo Autoglass have been servicing the New Orleans area with windshield replacement and auto glass repair. Give them a call today, 504-301-8353. Whether you're looking to refresh your living space, enhance your home's exterior, or undertake a complete renovation, Loretto's Home Solutions is the place for you. Give them a call at 504-940-7552.
At Bayou AV Security, we are your one-stop shop for all your needs, whether it's enhancing your home entertainment system, securing your property, ensuring a seamless internet connection, or illuminating your outdoor spaces. We've got you covered. Bayou AV Security, where technology meets reliability. Call us today to experience the Bayou difference.
4, 3, 2, 1. And welcome back to the Hash It Out Show. Hey, we're at Buffalo Wild Wings. Tonight, if you remember, it's buy one, get one free traditional wings. Doesn't matter if you get 5, 10, 15, 20. You buy one, you get one free if you're a member, ladies and gentlemen, okay? Also, they got the 2 meals. The pick six meal, 2 entrees, 2 sides, 2 drinks. That's what I got the 2s mixed up at for $19.99. And they have happy hour every day from 3 to 6. Joining us, ladies and gentlemen, right now is the starting running back for Haynes Academy. And this guy ran for over 2,000 yards last year. We have the one and only Brady Cribby. What's up, Brady? How you doing?
What's up? How you doing?
Doing good, man. Let's get into it. When did you realize that last season would be a special year for you personally?
In the first scrimmage that we played against McMain, we were just doing like little 8-play drives and then switching. And I had a couple touchdowns, even though like I think 2 of them got called back. But I had a couple touchdowns where I broke like 2 or 3 tackles, and that's when we really realized like, oh, this year could be pretty good.
What did it mean for you to rush for more than 2,000 yards last season?
It meant a lot because our pass running back Lachlan was my big bro on the team. He took me in when I was a freshman, like 8th grade going into freshman year. And I always told him after he hit 2,000 that I was going to break his record and I was going to get to 2,000. And he like kind of laughed, but I really wanted to get to 2,000 just to prove him wrong that I could do it. Wow. So it meant a lot to me.
Definitely. Last season, Haynes Academy got his first ever football playoff victory. How special was that to you guys?
That was a huge moment for the team because like just a couple of years ago, we were 2-8, 3-7 every year. And then my sophomore year to go 9-0, we got a first round bye, and then we got smacked second round of playoffs. But we were like, oh, we've made it to the second round now. We need to win a game. So this past year, we just didn't make a bye. We had a first round game. We beat Abramson, I think 41 or 42-0, and then we had to run into Shaw. But it meant a lot to the whole, especially my grade, just because we'd been there when we were 3-7 and getting destroyed every game. So it was a huge moment.
Without a doubt, you're now one of the veteran leaders on this football team. How have you been able to show your leadership amongst the entire football team?
In the past years, I've been more of a lead by example. I just like put in the work, get the job done. But this year, Coach Sprunk and I kind of knew myself that I really need to step up as a vocal leader, because I've kind of realized now, since I've been trying to talk a little more, that since I don't really talk that much, when I do speak, they tend to listen. So if I'm like, we need to stop messing around, we need to lock in, like they're like, yeah, we need to lock in and get the job done.
Definitely. Carter Sternberger, Swarm. We got Randy 8 or Brady Cribby
He's
Tough.
right over there.
Oh, that's yes, indeed. All right, Randy. Yes, indeed. This year, Haynes, my next question, what made Haynes' team different?
We are way stronger than last year as a team. We are a lot stronger, a lot more conditioned than last year, just because we've had 2 years with Coach Sprunk and his weightlifting program, compared to not lifting as much and working out all year before. It was kind of just during season and like over summer. But now that we have a full spring like workout plan, all of summer we have workouts. The whole team overall, even the underclassmen, are a lot stronger than we have been in the past. So also, like family-wise, we're a lot closer than we have been in the past, just because we went to camp with all these guys last year too.
Yeah.
And then the upcoming class, we have like another 20 kids coming up. But we kind of know them from middle school, and we've just all been together for a long time. So like we have a very good family bond team.
Definitely. And then tell some of the teammates are here with you, with just the chemistry that you guys have. Carter Sternberger, absolute dog right there. Coach Sprunk's here. He's saying Swarm.
Timmy Caglin, Seabass Gonzalez are over there too.
There you go. Yep. See, there they go. They got the phones and they listening live.
That's support, baby.
Definitely. I'm gonna ask you this question, and I'm gonna give it to VK Jones. What has Coach PJ Sprunk brought to the program that has helped change the culture?
He's really brought a sense of community, that we got to be there for each other, not only in football but outside of the sport too. Whenever we see each other in the halls or anything, we either dap each other up, give each other a hug, say what's up. Like before, it wasn't really like that. We're just like acquaintances, and we're involved with each other's lives because of football. But since he's been here, it's been more of a brotherhood, and we all really love each other like a brother.
Definitely. VK Jones.
Brady, man, I gotta ask you, what motivates you to be what motivates you to be a good football player that you are right now? What motivates you to perform like you perform right now?
Really just knowing that we go through all these workouts, and all my friends come out and go through all of this. Like over the summer, we go through our 3-hour workouts. We're out in the sun running and conditioning. Knowing that they also have to go through that same thing really motivates me to do my best, because the way I show up to practice, they show up the same. Like they show up every day too. They're putting in the same work, so I got to show up for them.
There you go. That's leadership right there.
Yes, sir.
Tell us about how the offense is continuing to improve, especially with your quarterback.
He looks really good. And the scrimmage that we just had this past week, we played one quarter against Riverdale, one against Morris Jeff, which is since last year when he's got a little bit too. But really his ability to make reads has like improved, and that showed a lot in this last game, where I don't know if he had an incomplete pass, and he had a couple passing touchdowns. And so our pass game looks a lot better. Also, we added in Subak with the other running back, Daryl Brulette.
Yeah.
He's a sophomore, and he's about 5'9", 175. So we're going to get to use both of us in the backfield this year, whereas last year he was a freshman. He didn't get as much play time.
A lot of weapons. I'll tell you one thing, you're going to be going to the air also as much as you're going to the ground. So that's a good thing that's going to add to your team more than anything else.
And look, the quarterback name is Breeze.
That's right.
That's right.
What's the last name?
Westerfield.
Okay. I like the name. And guess what? He's got that number 9. So indeed. I got to ask you about this district. And it's a very, very tough district in itself. How would you prepare for a district like this, especially a new district when you're adding Sarah T. Reed, De La Salle, and also
Booker T.
Washington. What you can say about this new district?
It's definitely tougher than last year, but Coach Runk's been preparing us. He's been saying every week that we're preparing for a 15-week season, not a 10-week season.
There you go.
Because we're preparing to go deep in playoffs. And right now, we're not too worried about district. We're just worried about our opponent in the jamboree. And then next week, we'll be worried about week 1. So we're really just going to take it week by week. And when we get to district, we're going to prepare for them. But I think that we're going to be way more prepared this year than we have in any other year for our district games.
I know your defense is improving and everything. What would be a big help for your defense to get the stops you need more than anything else? Because we know you're a team that likes to keep certain teams and offenses off the field.
Yeah, our defense has come up huge in the past. We try to go out and score as much as we can and let our defense do the rest of the job. So with Carter leading the defense and Timmy Ferris holding down the D line, Ferris, Esley, and Timmy both grew a ton this offseason. They both put on like 15 pounds. Wow. They're looking incredible. I think Ferris is going to have a monster season at the end. Even in the scrimmage, first 2 plays of the scrimmage, he had 2 sacks.
Okay.
So I think he's looking great. And then Timmy at D-tackle should be really good to hold the run game. And then Carter, obviously, you know about him, one of the best linebackers in the state, I think, to hold down. And even our DBs have a couple of guys, lost a couple of starters, but Seabass Gonzalez and Huddy at safety are 2 really good guys. And then Jeremy and Nathan, both at corner, they're both much better than they were last year, especially like man-on-man coverage. So I think our defense is looking really solid this year.
Good. Absolutely. Wow. Got to ask you this about the Haynes Advanced Academy and everything. It's been unbelievable that the fact that the advanced academies in Jefferson Parish has just been big time, not just in the classroom, but also on the field athletically. We see success in all the sports, especially in football. And thank goodness you still play Patrick Taylor in what they call it, the Magnet Bowl. Thomas Jefferson in Magnet Bowl. But I think do y'all still have Patrick Taylor on the schedule?
No,
not this
sadly.
year. But regardless of the fact, when you look at your program, when you look at Patrick Taylor, when you look at Thomas Jefferson, Kennedy Discovery, how the schools that are not just the newer schools, but the advanced schools that are really doing well athletically outside of academically?
I think we're all kind of just realizing that we don't have to be just a smart school. Coach Runk's really harped that on to us, that we've always been looked at as just, we're an academic school. They don't really think about sports. We'll always leave our school to go somewhere else to play sports. But I think we've all really realized that we can be good at academics and sports at the same time.
And I gotta love it. I love the advanced program. I have a daughter that's in 2nd grade over at Ray St. Pierre Academy. It's a great all-around program, and it's sending a lot of kids to college, junior colleges, all kind of. I love what the Jefferson Parish Advanced Program has done. Last question before I pass it to George Peppers. You're a senior this year, more than anything else. What are you going to miss? Not just with the football season, what you're going to miss about Haynes when you graduate in May?
I'm really going to miss that. I don't think a lot of schools are like us in a way that we all kind of know each other, where we're not that big of a school. Like walking around campus, I'd say I know probably 85 to 90% of the people that go there. So just being able to walk around and always seeing familiar faces and being able to say what's up is something that just knowing all the teachers and have a conversation school's been going or anything. I'm really just going to miss the sense of community that our school has.
And it's amazing how the school first started in Haynes over at Old Metairie, and now over on the veterans. And I mean, it's amazing how the improvement, how Haynes is continuing to thrive. George Peppers, you up, sir?
Before George goes, where's Adam Brown guy?
Yeah, that's our left tackle.
Left tackle. He said they got food, and I didn't get an invite.
Oh,
Hey, look, hey
He
Adam,
wasn't at practice
look,
today. He's
yeah.
at the doctor.
He's at the doctor. Oh man,
oh.
Adam, look, we're gonna have Haynes Academy night sometime during the season. Coach Sprung got you.
There you go.
Oh, put it on the coach.
Go
All
ahead,
right,
Peppers.
Brady, first off, thank you for taking the time for joining us, man. It's your program, how it's ascended from first year. You went 3-7, then you went undefeated, lost to Struma, and then you won a playoff game last year against Marion Abramson, and then Shaw handled y'all.
Yeah.
But that's Shaw,
Yeah.
so it is what it is. How do you guys deal with now? The expectations are obviously a lot higher than they were when you started. How do you feel like your team has, to embrace this higher expectation? Because Haynes was not good when you started, but now that's a very quality football team with a lot of quality talent. How do you deal with the heightened expectations this forthcoming season?
Yeah, so before it was kind of a stigma around we couldn't ever be good, so nobody put in as much work as they could, or even like if they wanted to. They were like, it's not going to matter anyway because we're instead of proving them wrong, we have to prove everybody right that we are a good team, and it's not just a season or two, and that we really have a program developing, and we're going to continue getting better.
Had a great year last year, over 2,000 yard playoff game, the eventual state runner-up. What's the message this year as you close at your senior year? What is the goal this year for you guys? What would you consider a successful finishing senior year?
Making it to the Superdome. We want to make it further than we've ever been. We've been to the second round of playoffs. We've won a playoff game. We've done all those things now. We want to win. We want to take every week for that week, win every week, even if it's improving. If we lose, it's looking at a film, going over everything, learning what we did wrong, learning from our mistakes, and improving each and every week. So by the time we get to playoffs, we're the best team that we've been all season. And playoffs. All the way through.
Riding on Thanksgiving
Everyone says that all the time.
Well, you got one more win to get this year to get that. Get to the second round, win that game, and then when you practice on Thanksgiving because there's nobody coming to school except you guys. It's you and nobody else. But that's a great feeling to have. As far as your running style, I know you watch football and you said off air who your allegiances are with. We disagree on that, but that's another story. But run position, if so, who would you pattern your running style after? Who do you admire most?
Running back is for sure my favorite position, and I want to play there.
Okay.
And I love watching Saquon and Jahmyr Gibbs coming up from Alabama.
Oh yeah,
because he's just so insanely fast, but he also runs people over. You can't get him in open base or one-on-one, or you're not getting.
Now with your teammates here, I'm going to ask you this question because now you're on the spot. If there's one word that your teammates and coach have said to describe you, what would it be and why?
One word.
Be honest.
I got the word, but you go first.
I know. I do too.
They told it to me at the practice. You go ahead.
I'd say special. Coach Monk tells me I'm special a lot, just because a lot of the things that I do, even at practice, he tells me it's you don't see that every day. And I really realized that when our new O-line coach, Coach Walt, he came from Tender Discovery, amazing coach. He came in first day. We were in padded practice. I broke tackles and spun off of somebody, and I looked back, and he was like, "Did y'all just see that?" And everyone else was just like, "It's normal."
Special for him is one word they used for him when I went to the practice, and most of them said it different. He's different.
That's a fair assumption. That's a fair word to describe you. Back. I think you're one of the more rated backs in the area. and I think you've done great things at Haynes Academy. How do you improve? I know every player has a scene. What can you fix last year and better? What can you improve on?
My acceleration last year was not the greatest, and
Okay.
I've worked on that a lot. I've been going to a speed coach
Mhm.
and working on my ankle stiffness a ton for acceleration. I've been going to OCSM Sports. I don't know if y'all know where that is.
Mhm.
It's right around here.
Yes.
I've been working on my acceleration a ton, which just helps. Like as soon as I see the hole, I can explode through it. Whereas last year, I was kind of slower getting up to top speed, and once I got to top speed, I was arguably the fastest person on the field. But it just took a while to get up to top speed. So now that I've improved my acceleration, it's gotten a little better.
Good. Last question before I turn it over to our esteemed host, JB. When you won the game against Marion Abramson last year with your first ever playoff win as a school, correct?
Yes, sir.
What did it mean? What did it mean to you? I mean, I know the jubilation and everything, but for you, it was like it's not. Was it? I don't want to say it was a connection because obviously the end game is to get to New Orleans in the Superdome. But what did it mean for you for Haynes to get that stigma off their back of we're not a bad program, we're legit, we're good? The Abramson game proved it. What did it mean to you guys to pull that win off? And the way you did it was very decisive.
Yeah, it meant everything to us, especially with Coach Powell leaving. It was almost like or because we never won, and then he went to another school and thought he had a better opportunity. So to get the 40-0 victory, just for us, showing that the work did pay off, and we didn't do all that over the offseason with Coach Strunk and learning a new playbook and a new defense for nothing.
All right.
Like the work really did pay off.
JB?
You know Logan Rogers, Patrick Taylor?
Yes, sir, I do.
He said he's gonna see you in the playoffs.
Oh, I hope so.
Yeah, right there. Yep.
I hope in the playoffs.
There you go. Oh, man, that would be great,
Ooh,
man.
that would be fun.
That would be great.
Possible hash it out.
I've been texting him saying I hope we see him in the playoffs.
Good.
They're in the division, right? Wow, that would be something.
Hash it out, okay?
Come here, teammates.
Come on, teammates.
Come on, teammates. Come see right quick. Y'all get behind us. Let's get y'all in here. Y'all came support Brady.
I was praising him. This is Ferris.
Everybody's in?
Everybody's in.
Scoot over just a little bit.
Scoot over a little bit.
All right. So on the count of three, I want y'all to say the word swarm. Can we all do that? We're going to join you too, all right? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Swarm. That's right, everybody. Brady Cribby and everybody from Haynes Academy, we wish y'all the best of luck this season, all right? Thank y'all for joining us so much.
Guys.
Yes, definitely. The commercial break, and we have more right here on the Hatch It Out Show.
Touch me again, you find out who I really am. That's the same attitude I bring to every case. Insurance companies and defense lawyers do not intimidate us. If you want a law firm that fights back, call them in East Law Firm today. 937-839-8529 and book your consultation today.
Style is a nonprofit organization dedicated to empowering at-risk youth through mentorship, education, counseling, and life skills development. Style has proudly served the greater New Orleans community for over 13 years. For more information, go to their website, stylesavinglives.com.
Holly Craft Impressions is your one-stop shop for custom apparel, DTF prints, hats, tumblers, and personalized gift for your businesses, schools, teams, and special events. Let us bring your vision to life with high-quality custom creations. Contact us at hollycraftimpressions@gmail.com or 985-607-4301, and be sure to find us on Facebook.
That was
Shaw is hosting.
Shaw, that's right. Oh, the Brother Martin and Shaw game?
Yes, Shaw is
Okay.
hosting.
Shaw hosting their own. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I think it's an old district Catholic League matchup. But Shaw's done this the last couple of years, not with the results against St. Augustine. Now it's a slight downtick as far as quality. Brother Martin, not as strong as St. Aug and other teams in the Catholic League.
Yeah.
Admittedly.
So let's start because we had a technical difficulty. I didn't even know about it, but somebody told us. So we're gonna start this over right quick, but let's be quick with it. Okay, let's be quick with it. So we did have a technical difficulty, so we apologize for that. Let's go back to Thursday. Who was your most intriguing matchup against VK Jones?
Most intriguing matchup.
And we're talking jamborees.
The Thursday games, I did say Pine and Lakeshore.
Okay.
The Amy Kentwood Southern Lab Okaloosa Jamboree was for me.
Okay. Quick description.
Obviously, 3 state championship caliber teams: Kentwood, Amy, and Southern Lab, and then Bogalusa on the uptick, a team that has a chance to improve. It sets up for an entertaining doubleheader.
Pine and Lakeshore were great, very good programs.
Agreed.
Pine has been a playoff team each and every year, been in the cusp, chance of winning district championships, and the same thing for Lakeshore. 2 very good North Shore programs.
Definitely. For me on Thursday is John Curtis versus East Jefferson. I want to see how East Jefferson holds up against John Curtis playing tougher competition in this jamboree. Friday jamboree. Who's your pick?
With Destrehan, St. James, Farmville, Lutcher. I think that doubleheader sets up to be a very interesting precursor to the regular season. VK.
I went with John F. Kennedy and Warren Easton. Very entertaining game is going to be the Hash Out Show that had that game the last 2 years. Mm-hmm. And I'll tell you, I think it's going to be a war for 2 quarters, 2 great coaches, Leonard Alphage and Coach Jerry Phillips. And then you look at the West Jeff and Willow game. Like we mentioned, West Jeff is a team trying to turn things around, but first time in a long time that they'll be in their home stadium for a jamboree, but they're playing at 4:30 against Willow. We'll see how motivated the West Jefferson Bucks are, but I think Frank Daggs might have did that scheduling for a reason.
All right, for me on Friday night, it's Young Audience Charter versus Covenant Christian. I want to see Coach Elliott Porter and his team, and want to see how well they look because we heard good things about them against Carver. So I want to see how good they look. But Covenant Christian, a defending quarterfinal playoff team with a lot of starters returning, especially quarterback Peyton Claymore and wide receiver Amari Burke. So I want to see that matchup. That matchup intrigues me the most.
Young Audiences is eligible this year for the playoffs, correct?
That is correct.
Because remember, the last 2 years they've been outstanding, but haven't been eligible because of the transitional status that they had obtained. Now, correctly, they're gonna be eligible for a playoff. You would think presumptuously, Young Audiences is going to be one of the teams we see in the bracket at some point in the playoffs.
Definitely. Saturday, ladies and gentlemen, if you're not going to this game, you can watch it on the YouTube page of JB the Sports Guy. This is St. Augustine football presented by the Hash It Out Show. We are bringing you this jamboree, 5:30, Edna Carr versus Slidell, and then that is followed by St. Augustine hosting John Ehret. Slidell, Coach Damon Page, he is not ducking any smoke. He went scrimmage Westgate, and now he's coming back this week to play Edna Carr, VK Jones.
I'll tell you, man, a lot of courage for Coach Page and an improving Slidell team who returns a lot of experienced players, and they're looking to try to do some big things this season, especially in a reunion of their district. So we're going to see what happens. This is a huge test for Slidell. Edna Carr, young team, but very, very, very talented with the 2 quarterback system potentially. But we'll see what happens, how they can step up early and how much work that Carr can get done. But this could be an interesting 2 halves.
I don't think Slidell fears Carr.
No.
I think they beat him. No. I think Edna Carr ultimately prevails in that jamboree. I don't want to say name the score because it's only 2 quarters. So, but Slidell, Damon Page, you mentioned, he's ducking no one. That's a pretty titanic test.
Yeah.
In a scrimmage. And now you go to a jamboree and you play what the heck not? 2-time state champions, rulers of the Catholic League for the last 4 years. Let's go. Why not? Let's go to them. Do that. You know what? Courage is a beautiful thing. I love it.
I love it too. It's how your teams get better.
Exactly. That's exactly how it goes. You'd be like, why are you scheduling them? No, because you want these kids to get better. And if Slidell, and as VK astutely points out, the reunion of the North Shore District, Slidell's got to figure out where they lie, and what they're going to get is the, Westgate last week, Carr Saturday, and we'll be there to cover it.
There you go. And then the 7 o'clock game or the game following them, St.
Correct.
Augustine and John Ehret. Coach Foster said in the interview that to be the best, you got to play the best.
Yep.
And we got offered with a great opportunity to play St. Aug, and we're not backing down, and we're going to go there and we're going to give it our all. Your thoughts?
I agree with that. I definitely agree with Coach Foster. I think he's going to have his team prepared. I think he's going to have his team prepared and ready, and they're not going to lay down at all. They're going to give it all they have. It's the Purple Knights. And Coach Valdez, it's going to be another business week for them to get them ready. But the most important thing for St. Augustine, not just to play well, but not just St. Augustine, but John Ehret as well. Both teams are trying to play well, but also to stay healthy, to try to stay healthy throughout the two quarters that they have in that ball game. It should be an interesting showcase in the second game. It doesn't matter what happens, but at the same time, the most important thing is everybody comes out healthy and good for week 1.
Absolutely. I don't ever talk noise about a jamboree, but don't let John Ehret win this thing because I might bring VK a paper. I might get VK a paper bag next week. But no, all kidding aside, if you're John Ehret, you got to reestablish your identity. How do you do that? There's no bigger fit. One of the biggest fish in the state is that team you're playing on Saturday at 7 o'clock, St. Augustine, a bona fide state championship contender, a team that made the championship game last year. Epic wins during the regular season. If you're John Ehret, you're dunking no one. And hey, I love you, Wallace Foster. I love the fact that you're playing this game. I mean, this isn't about winning or losing. If you're John Ehret, you got to reestablish a culture. It's one thing to be disciplined, but now, hey, we're not afraid to play fish. That's a shark you're playing. That's a shark with a lot of teeth, St. Augustine. And you want to find out where you at before you play Chalmette week 1 at Memphis. A game, well, I don't know. We haven't announced anything.
A game
yet.
that's happening next week.
It's happening in week 1. But I'm looking forward to the matchup just to see where John Ehret is in relation to St. Augustine. Do I expect a win? No. I don't think, honestly. But is it about a win or a loss? No. It's about, like VK said, get your kids healthy, ready to rock and roll for this journey on their way to New Orleans, to the Superdome.
Yes, indeed. Fellas, that's pretty much it for our show tonight. So, big time thank you to Brady Cribby and all his teammates that showed up with him tonight here at Buffalo Wild Wings. So, and the parents that brought them out as well.
Yes.
So, shout out to them. Thank you so much. We're back tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. And we will tell you tomorrow, right? Ready, VK? You got some homework. You ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. George already knows. Tomorrow, and we do this every Wednesday before the jamborees. We are going to pick who we think gets to the semis, the championship game, and who wins the championship for every division, all 8 tomorrow. We do this every Wednesday during the week of jamboree. So y'all tune in tomorrow, and if you disagree with us, you disagree with us, go ahead and tell us. If you think we're wrong, tell us we're wrong. Tell us. We love to hear back from you. Good. Seldom seen. Heard from you in 2 years, man.
Where
you been? Where you been at, man?
He is back.
My goodness, man. Where this dude been at?
Oh, my goodness.
Hiding.
Yeah, man. He been hiding for real, man.
Seldom is back.
Wasn't seen, man.
Good to see you, though.
Adam Brown, left tackle for Haynes, said, what are y'all going to order? I'm getting chicken wings. What you getting?
Might be getting wings, too.
Wings.
You know what I'm saying?
What you getting, George? George probably get the burger.
No. I don't know yet. I'll figure it out. But that's off the air stuff. That's, maybe a salad.
Hey.
I don't know.
Yes, indeed.
But who comes to Buffalo Wild Wings and eats a salad? Come on now. Stop it.
I know. I ate one last week, and I need
that.
Oh, no, that's not what.
Yeah, it was.
Anyway.
All right, look, ladies and gentlemen, we're back tomorrow at 7 o'clock. Y'all tune in. Also, like I said earlier, St. Augustine football presented by the Hash It Out Show. We are streaming the Jamboree this Saturday night. Edna Carver to Slidell at 5:30, followed by St. Augustine versus John Ehret. So make sure y'all tune in.
And stay tuned. Soon we will have the announcement of 2026 game schedule for the Hash It Out Show.
From week
Game
1 to
of the
week,
week.
week 1 to week 10.
Long as y'all don't announce it. But anyway.
Oh, no, I'm not saying that. I'm good. I reconciled. Somebody messed that up. But regardless of the fact, love you, dude.
Not me, dog.
Regardless of the fact, y'all stay tuned. It's going to be any day now. We will let you know.
Definitely. All right, for VK Jones and George Peppers, I'm JB the Sports Guy. Y'all tune in tomorrow. Other than that, y'all take care.